Okay, it's Friday morning. I've forgotten. Friday morning, the 26th of January, 2024. Almost noon. Almost noon. And I had nearly given up on getting what I've got now. You see here glasses that were priced correctly. You know, some of these new things cost a lot of money, but you can find them priced correctly. And these were distributed from a company in New Jersey, and the order was fulfilled from Texas. It took about 10 days, which is a little bit sluggish, but I got what I paid for. You know how that goes. I've done worse. For example, the chair I'm sitting in is falling apart, and I've had to patch it, add some upholstery to the, I say upholstery, some cushioning, some cellular tape where they've made it painful to sit in and lean on this chair. And these glasses caused no pain because I got what I paid for. And as you can plainly see, you can't tell what I paid. You know, these very same ones are not very different from very expensive models, although sometimes looks can be deceiving. But they can focus on some stuff a little bit differently than others, and it's true. I'm trying to remember the guy's name, that Duke character, Carpetbagger. Yeah. When I think about what has happened, in terms of the people who have accumulated, all the slots for various people, most of them turn out to be about like that, And but the taxpayer loses along with me, with similar things. At least none of the ones I've met are the archetypical cruel joke that people have about selling kidneys and no indoor plumbing or what all. Yeah, I can remember well before any of this has happened that I had no reason to think poorly of a whole group, in some stereotyped way, but I tell you what, the opportunism that has led to the kind of contempt some people generate is amazing. So I was glad to get these. Now you see exactly what I have in mind, and I think you could probably, those of you who can think way back when, about a lot of this, can see how much confusion there is likely to remain, particularly when we're talking about not second rate, not third rate, but merely the most wretched people. It's like that ad I saw for a motorhome for what was it, several years old, and it was selling for $1.7 million. Now I have to wonder, would that fortune be accumulated by anybody taking government money, from a shack beside a Shell station? You might want to sell candy instead of advice, or if not candy, then hubcaps. That'd probably be better. And then as for others, I've heard about, stuff. There was a scandal a few years ago. Poor old Senator Mendez of New Jersey, he's been in office a long time and had a lot to do with foreign policy, and he was caught up in a terrible scandal with some ophthalmologist, and millions of dollars were talked about in the press, but he's in office. If he hadn't retired, I don't know. It could be he's retired. I'm not really sure. But and then there've been other stories, and some of that has to do with Social Security and for Medicare and Medicaid, and I know that there's a doctor who made a fortune, I think in South Alabama, and he donated tens and tens of millions to a university, and some of it had to do with government payments, and so there are those who specialize in being paid by the government. I know in Alabama they're captive agencies, and that explains why I have to have a refrigerator here and buy my own food, or it would really be bad news. But so in the scheme of things, you can take a good look at these glasses. Aren't they wonderful? And when I think of people snigger about buying stuff, who knows what people are up to, what groups are operative in the background, But I won't be taking a driver's test no matter what, I didn't buy these in terms of confusion, people say, well, you're getting ready to take a driver's test. No, not really. I have no use for a driver's test. I won't be renewing my driver's license. I certainly am not going to pay, $1.7 million for what they call a coach. Well, there are a lot of coaches for sale, that's true. I saw another ad that had them lined up, a whole bunch of them. But on the other hand, I won't be riding a bicycle either, so I have no plans to leave this room. I would leave this room only if there were no alternative, and that might happen. Except for maybe, very briefly to get a haircut down the hall here when the barber shows up or something like that. I have no reason to meet up with people because, you see, I don't think it's just people, mail order, wire fraud. I have met people face to face who are just as bad as anybody dishonest who hasn't yet been caught by the eBay quality control people. People open an account, start selling something, and the eBay people are doing their best, to put the bad guys out of business, but that's like sweeping back the tide. So, there is confusion. There are those who thought, in terms of a thought experiment, thinking about how to renovate an apartment to be put above a bank in Selma. How many people really thought that I believed I would be there? Or what, a refrigerator in a car? How many people thought that? I can't tell. That's the same with these glasses. But I won't be trying to pass a eye exam to get a driver's license with these glasses. And so you know. Nor will I even get a photo ID so that I can vote in the national election upcoming. There's no reason for me to go to that expense, or any number of expenses, really. But I urge others, that are interested. You will find bargains online, but not everybody is honest. That's the whole reason people want to vote. But in my case, with people around here unwilling to cooperate, I'm not going to struggle about that. Just because I'm disappointed doesn't mean anybody will do anything better. But I enjoyed getting these in the mail today from Houston and distributed by headquarters in New Jersey. That egalitarian attitude of Americans exemplified in Princeton or Boston, where the offices of the slave traders can still be found. They made it a museum, a 3-story building in Boston. The offices of the biggest slave traders were in that building for generations. And it's off the beaten path, though, isn't it?